welcome back to the Half Sweet Podcast. Today I'm here with, we can start with Bruna.
Hi guys, I'm Bruna.
Hi guys, I'm Mary.
Hello guys, I'm Andy.
Hi guys, I'm Annie. And we're back. And for today's episode, we're going to be diving into traveling a little bit. Because I know all of you guys like to travel.
Love it.
Yeah, I think you guys are all more well-traveled than I am. Is that true?
Maybe.
Bruna?
I don't think so.
Really?
Not really. Like depends, I think.
Oh, where have you
Like-
been?
Like, you mean it's because when I was in Brazil, I used to not travel a lot in Brazil, but like outside Brazil, yes.
Oh, okay. I see.
So yeah, depends a lot. Like where?
Have you been on other Latin America countries?
No, I usually like travel to like Asia, or I only have been to US. That's all. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So Asia, US. So no
So-
Europe.
No,
Never.
no,
Oh.
never. And it's not really somewhere that I really want to go now. If I have to choose like somewhere, I would
Oh,
like choose first. I think all these places. Yeah, so that's why.
Fair. And you guys have traveled a lot, I feel like.
Yeah, a bit.
Quite a lot, I'll say.
Yeah.
Probably I think roughly the same. Like how many countries do you
Like
know?
around 30
Around 30,
countries. I
yeah,
think it's a bit
yeah.
more, maybe.
I think like similar.
Similar? Nice. Okay, so we'll go into the first question that I have today, which is, let's say the four of us got stranded on an island. I mean, we are on an island right now, actually.
That's
but,
stranded though.
you know, we're not stranded. But if we were stranded on a real island, what would be your role? What kind of role would you take on? Anyone can answer first.
It's kind of hard though. I just don't want to be stranded on an island.
But what if we were, you know, like what if we're trying to go to Shaliocho and then suddenly, you know, like the boat gets stranded somewhere else and the four of us.
I guess I would try to organize these things, like try to ration the food and like decide who should do what and everything.
Right.
The manager.
You're the manager. Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
Fair, yeah.
I think that's like a really good question, to be honest. I think I'll probably do more just like the guy stuff, you know, when like, you know, scout around the island, you know, collect some wood, you know,
Kill some birds.
like, yeah, kill some birds.
Catch some fish.
Yeah, you know, go fishing and I don't know, more like the guy stuff, you know, like lifting
Okay.
or like building like shelter.
Because girls can't do that.
No, no, girls gotta, you know, do the cooking,
Oh,
I see, I
cooking.
you know, and like, you know, probably, you know, they gotta post for their IG and
Oh
stuff.
yeah,
so
true. Our phone. We'll still have phone service, right?
Yeah, we can take cute selfies.
True.
Yeah,
Bring your
so-
bikinis. Don't forget.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's I I was thinking about like same as Marie. So but because I was thinking if we were in the desert,
Oh, no, not deserted.
Deserted.
deserted, yeah. If like we were like there, what we need like food, water, and fire and shelter and everything. So like I don't think I would be able to set up the fire because I never did that. And I don't think I would be able also to, I don't have like enough enough to get the stuff. So I would be able like to do those stuff. So I think I would be also try to be more like organizer and the facilitator.
It can only be one. You
True.
cannot- It's only me.
No, exactly. I will confront Marie. we're gonna
I'll fight you.
Exactly.
You're gonna lose.
These two are gonna be fighting.
Exactly. We're gonna be fighting for sure.
So basically, all the girls will be arguing, fighting, you know, panicking while they're on island, and I'll be the one
Taking
doing
IG
everything.
photos.
Yes.
What about you, Annie?
So,
It's funny. I did think about this question because I made the question, but I think what I would probably be most focused on doing is creating a fire.
Do you know how to do that?
I do, yes. Actually, I went to outdoor school growing up, and I was always taught how to make fires. And so I think I do possess this skill, so I could make a fire for us. As long as you
That's
get the
good.
food, you guys argue.
yes.
I'll make sure we're warm at nighttime.
That is crucial. Right?
Yeah, maybe that's my Canadian side.
Yeah, that's good.
Makes sense.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well,
Anything
So
else?
we're ready for the deserted island.
we are ready. Yeah.
do
After
it.
this, let's hop on that boat. You know, it
Let's
looks like
go.
it's raining outside right now, and a storm's
Let's
probably
go.
coming in.
Yeah, let's go on the dodgiest airline.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't even know the Malaysian airline.
Yeah,
Is
it's
it-
gonna be the honest
You
one.
can just disappear somewhere.
Oh
Yeah,
shoot.
yeah, exactly. Sounds
Very
good.
scary. All
Sounds
right.
fun.
Well, prepare yourselves. Okay. Give me a moment to see where we're going here. Oh, okay. Actually, I wanted to go over everyone's brief experience of traveling. So, yeah, we went over Bruno's a little bit. So maybe we could touch on both of yours, unless Bruno, there was something else you want to mention about your traveling experience.
Yeah. So the reason I didn't travel that much in Brazil was because my parents, they were pretty like restricted. Because Brazil is not really safe and also not that convenient. So if you want to go somewhere, like you have to take sometimes drive like long time, to get there. It's not like Taiwan that you just go somewhere and they're like 2 hours and then you get there. So I think the main reason is because my parents, they were like very strict. So even like if I do 1 day trip to the beach, they will like, it was like so hard to convince them.
Really?
For real, yeah. So that's why I didn't have that much traveling experience in Brazil. But like my parents, they are very open to travel to other countries, but not in Brazil.
Where in the States have you been?
LA. Yeah, LA. Like I did a kind of a program there, like an English program.
Oh, I've done that too.
Did you like
Yeah.
it?
Honestly, not that much. I think LA is like, if you don't have a car, it's not really convenient. So like I depend a lot on like my friends because I stay with my friends, and I went there only because my friends also. So was not really convenient like at all. So I wouldn't if I have to travel like by myself somewhere or like do a how can I say, study program, something like this, I would choose a place that is convenient for me, you know.
Public transportation?
Yeah, for sure. Public transportation, food, everything, I think it's like worth.
Taiwan's good for that.
Yeah, exactly.
And you, Marie?
Was
Like kind of your brief traveling experience.
I started to travel with my parents a bit. We went to like India and Vietnam, and then I lived in West Africa, so that was also very easy to travel around Africa. And then when I was living in Kaohsiung, I saved a bit of money before going there, and the flights to go to other Asian countries were pretty cheap, so I was able to travel in Asia too. And yeah, I've been to the States, so yeah, I've done my fair share of traveling. I like traveling.
Yeah. And you're good at traveling. You guys are both good at traveling.
Yeah, I like to organize everything beforehand.
Yeah,
and
you guys the
look at
organizer.
place. Yeah, exactly.
And you, Andy?
Yeah, it's like quite similar. Like I've obviously done a bit of like traveling with my parents, like when I was really young. But I wouldn't really say that's traveling. That's more like, being a tourist. Stay in nice hotels.
But when you're a tourist, you're still traveling.
Really?
Yeah, you're still visiting new places and discovering new food culture.
Yeah, I see. Yeah. But I see it more as like.
Do you mean like traveling and vacationing?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there is a
things?
difference.
Yeah, I feel like traveling is more, you're staying in like hostels and you're meeting more people.
Yeah, okay,
And
that's
like
true.
kind of like backpacking.
It's different experiences, but both are discovering new places.
Yeah,
for
true.
I mean, discovering the hotels,
Yeah, you still visit all the
five-star
famous
hotels.
places, no?
Yeah,
That's
the
true, that's
buffets, gotta check those out.
You have to go in the city and see all the monuments and everything, no?
Yeah, I know.
You didn't do that with your parents?
No, we just,
Stayed in the hotel, that's it?
Asian parents,
Okay.
stay in the hotel,
Well, okay.
enjoy the mini bar.
Yeah.
Nice. When you were 11, just drinking pina coladas.
Yeah,
11 years old.
definitely.
Actually, it
Sounds
was
like
one of
fun.
the first things I knew how to say in Spanish. It was like, una pina colada sin alcohol, por favor. It's like a pina colada without alcohol, please.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, so.
My parents just teach me how to say that, so I could just go to the bar by myself.
Really? Wow.
That's
Starting
hilarious.
early.
But yeah, so I did with that, and then I started kind of like really traveling like when I was 18, like during my gap year, like went to like some pretty random places like Jamaica, like Panama, all these random places, and then during university, every summer I would, go somewhere different. Yeah, so like one summer I'll go to Philippines, and one summer I'll go to Vietnam, and then that's pretty much been it.
So you would say that you've done more like traveling in terms of like hostels and backpacking opposed to maybe like family vacations or
Yes, definitely.
like I don't what's those things like those 1 week things where you go to a place and then
It's like a
all
package.
inclusive?
Yeah, all inclusive.
Oh,
yeah. I'm not really. I find that quite boring, and I think it's like it's such a waste of money in my opinion. Whereas you can like spend way less money and doing backpacking.
I
and
guess it
actually-
depends of your goal. Like, do you just want to rest in a nice tropical country, or do you want to really travel and visit a lot of places and move around?
Yeah. No, I still enjoy like kind of vacationing. Especially when you go with your friends and you just go to a hotel to relax and like
Right.
maybe do like a little bit of sightseeing. Like I think Europe's quite good for that.
Yeah.
You can like stay in like some resorts and do whatever you want there, like leisure stuff, and then like one day you just go into like some old village or some old town.
Yeah. When I went to
Europe.
Greece with my ex-boyfriend, and we were in a resort, but still like one day we would travel, go to Athens and everything, and one day we would just stay at a hotel and chill. You can do both.
Right. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
Yeah, that's about it really. And what about you?
I think at the beginning of my life, more so, I did a lot of vacationing and not so much traveling. And I don't mind it so much, but I definitely feel like it's like sometimes pulling away from my life. I don't know why. Like I would go on these trips for 1 week or 2 weeks, and I just couldn't wait to get back to my life.
It's the opposite.
But then when it came to Taiwan and the way that we kind of travel here, where we take like a long weekend and then we pack it, and then it's 4 days of just like really going around and like visiting different places and exploring and then going back to my life. I feel like that balance is a lot better for me, actually.
You like short and intense trips.
I like short and intense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Short and intense is awesome. Yeah. Like after like an intense weekend, I'm like, okay, I can go back to my job now and like enjoy my job.
Interesting.
Yeah. That's kind of, I don't know what I noticed. Yeah.
Maybe you enjoy your job.
I guess
You-
so.
Yeah, I think you like. I think it's because you enjoy your like daily life. You like those kind of routine. Maybe
I do
That's
actually. Yeah. I
do you miss your
quite-
routine when you're on vacation?
I do. Like if I was gonna do a really long trip, I would hope that there's a lot of free time that I can like edit, and just like do some things that I want to do. But if it's like, a really long trip just to like always be exploring, always be vacationing, I find that a little bit exhausting. And for the longer trips, I need a little bit of routine. And even to stay in one place and explore those places a little more, I would find quite enjoyable. Which is why I love coming to Taiwan, because I'm like, wow, I got like a year and a half here of going around this whole island.
Yeah. We still haven't seen everything.
True. Xiao Liu Qiu next. Okay. All right. So you guys saw how I like structured it a little bit different, right? So we'll do like one question, like one round for each person, and we can all discuss it, each question, and then second round. Sounds good?
Right.
All right, Andy. So you don't know what it is, right? Okay.
No idea.
Okay. All right.
You're
All
like,
right,
sure,
so-
I've read that before.
All right, Andy. So as a man,
That's right.
That's funny.
I don't know. Have you ever been in a situation while traveling where you felt unsettled or in danger? If so, where and why? You can think about it.
Well, as a man, you should never feel unsettled and endangered.
Oh, wow, okay. you don't feel scared right now with 3 girls?
No, that's quite a good question, actually. The funny thing is, like, I don't know if like girls feel this as well, but when you go traveling, I'm always like, you always have this anxiety, like the few days before you get on that flight, no matter where you go.
The flight is not gonna. The journey is not gonna happen.
No, you always have this anxiety, like when you go somewhere new, like every single time, even if it's somewhere like even like Netherlands, where it's like quite safe, it's like first world country. I'm always like a little bit nervous because you don't know what, or you're not like that. at all?
Scared. This is scared. He's scared of flights. No, I'm just kidding.
So
No, if it's a safe place, then
Yeah,
I feel like
yeah.
it's fine.
what about like India or somewhere like a
I mean, I
more
wouldn't go
third
there
world?
alone.
Yeah,
Really?
fair.
Yeah,
Me
yeah.
too.
I mean, like, especially like once when I went traveling alone to Vietnam, but in general, I like actually, it's always before the trip when I feel the most unsettled.
Okay.
But once I've touched down, it's like everything I'm just present and I never feel like uncomfortable. or anything like
So you've
that.
never been in a dangerous situation on a trip?
Yes, I've been in many dangerous situations. Probably, like, to be honest, it's mostly like the scamming part.
That's not dangerous. They just want your money, but they're not gonna harm you.
Yeah, I mean, you never know.
Yeah, that's
But, but yeah, like just everywhere I've been, there's always some sort of you know, someone trying to scam you because they think you know, oh, you're a tourist and it's like easy money if they get it.
Yeah. Is there like a situation though that like kind of stands out in your like emotional world that you're like, oof, like that was a close one?
I think probably when I was traveling in India, and like it's not like we were stuck in this one place and we had no idea how to get out of it. It was like, imagine if you have no like internet service whatsoever and you're in a foreign country, no one understands what you're saying, and it's like, you know, like 11 p.m. at nighttime, and you just don't know where you're going, and you're like with a group and everyone's kind of like.
But how did you end up there?
Literally, we got like we tried to get from like one place to another, and basically we got dropped off in this one area, and we just like we had no idea why we got dropped off there. Like I think we got on like the wrong bus.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, I think that's like probably the most dangerous, and it was so sketchy. Like everywhere was so dark, just like, you know. I mean, you've been to India before, right?
Yeah.
Oh, you've been to India before, Maria?
Yeah.
Oh, you did? When? When did you go to India?
When I was a child.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And it's, I mean,
Yeah, it is scary. There was this.
and it's not like, it was just like, it's like in the outskirts of a city.
Right.
Yeah, so it's like, I think that's like probably the one part I can remember the most. And then we had to just like, you know, not panic and just keep like we were like, we had all our backpacks on, and like, you know, like everyone just had to keep powering through and keep walking to like the next place to like find people who could help us.
Oh, did you know where you were gonna sleep that night?
No idea. It was, it was like,
Were you homeless in India?
I was
Where
literally
did you end up
homeless in India.
sleeping?
Oh my god.
We were just like walking down these streets, so no street signs, like completely like dark.
So how did you find your like?
We literally
Place?
we kept walking for like hours.
Really?
Yeah,
In
like
the dark?
in the dark, in a
That sounds
backpack
like a
with
horror
like
movie, actually.
Yeah.
with like trucks coming by us and like not stopping, and
Really?
you know, just all these like kind of Indian men who don't like
No.
know us, and we don't really like, we're like scared, you know.
Yeah, they must be looking at you like, what are you doing here?
Yeah. I don't know. It's that's kind of what I can remember.
Interesting.
But yeah, I was like quite like thankful. Like even like there's like 5 of us and two girls, and like even like everyone was like so calm about it,
Right.
and we just
Really?
like kept
So-
powering through. But that was like I remember that was like one of the like toughest like experience I've
Oh,
had.
I see. Would you ever travel solo in India? You, like by yourself? After
I-
that experience?
I would.
You would?
But you would be
But-
better organized.
Yeah, I mean, I don't it was just strange, you know. Like
Yeah.
you know, sometimes it's like, you know, this is one of the things you learn when traveling is not everywhere is like the West where like you pay for a ticket, you get on this bus, you know
Yeah.
where you're going. Whereas in India, sometimes you get on a bus and it will not take you to the location, and it like sometimes it also doesn't leave on time as well.
Yeah, I mean, things are not as organized as the West.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's kind of my experience. But yeah.
Spooky.
Mm-hmm.
And how old were you, Marie, when you went to
I don't know, maybe 10 or 12.
with your family though,
Yeah.
right? Oh, and do you remember like how many memories of it?
Yeah, of course. Because I used to read a lot. I mean, I still read a lot. And I read this book. It's like, I don't know the name in English, but it's the movie Slumdog Millionaire.
Oh yeah, I know
Oh,
that. I
yeah,
watched the
great
movie.
movie.
So I read the book before going to India.
Mm-hmm.
And I was so, there's a scene where they get the boys and they like kind of want to like harm them so they can be beggars.
Okay.
And I was so afraid that people were going to kidnap me and make me a beggar.
Really?
Like I was so afraid of that. That was
Ah.
not a rational fear,
Right.
So I was never leaving my parents. I was always staying super close to my parents because I'm like, these people are going to kidnap me. So I was scared of everything.
I see. So would you go back again?
Yeah, it was
Okay.
beautiful though.
Okay.
It was very pretty there. Because we traveled around India a bit.
Mm-hmm.
So we've seen so many things, and we did New Year and Christmas there, and it was so pretty. We went like to this city that's near the beach called Goa, and it was also like we're in this very beautiful hotel. And I guess you have a lot of beautiful hotels there too.
Mm-hmm.
That are I don't know if they're expensive or not, but it was very pretty, and the food's good too if you like Indian food, and you have to see the Taj Mahal and like the elephant and everything. So yeah, I would go back for sure.
That's fair.
Not alone though.
Yeah, fair. I don't think I would.
As
go
a woman,
alone
I don't
either.
think you should go to India alone.
Yeah, I'd probably have to go with someone. Want to go?
Yeah,
Sometime.
definitely. I mean,
Next
we
trip.
met this guy like a few nights ago.
Oh,
and
yeah.
he's like, you know, some photographer for like National Geographic,
Wow.
and
Mhm.
he says he's traveled to like 100 and something countries.
Wow, it's crazy.
And like I don't know, he was recommending Annie to travel alone to India.
What?
And I'm like, are you joking? I don't know. That bit was like a bit sus
I
to
guess
me.
if, sometimes if you're a man, you don't realize how things can be dangerous for a woman.
Maybe. Yeah.
Definitely, because like
I believed him though, honestly. Actually, afterwards, if you weren't there afterwards, Andy, to tell me, I would have been like, "Yeah, it's fine to go to India."
No, it's not.
absolutely not.
Like, he was so confident in telling me.
Yeah,
you
he
know?
was so confident, wasn't he? So I'm
Yeah.
like, have you actually been to India?
Was that a white man?
Yeah.
Yeah, white man. Yeah.
It was.
Yeah,
But
even like, if I could choose, I would rather travel with someone to India.
Right.
You know, just have someone like
Have your back.
Have your back. Do you know what I mean? Like 4 eyes instead of just 2. Do you know what I mean? It's kind
yeah,
of like
definitely, for sure. Absolutely. Yeah. Bruno, would you ever have you ever thought about going to India before?
No, not really.
That's fair.
Like, I haven't seen. I mean, I never had like did like some research, done some research. So I don't know really well, but like videos that I haven't seen or people talking, like, I don't know how about the hygiene, like hygiene.
Oh yeah, with my parents we took probiotics before, so our stomachs would be stronger, and you cannot like brush your teeth with the tap water. You have to use bottled water all of the time.
Yeah, those stuff. It's not like a place that I would go like for my first choice.
Yeah.
you know,
Fair.
maybe like I don't know.
You still haven't been to Europe, I guess.
Yeah, maybe yeah, we will see. You know, like
Yeah.
maybe after years I can change my mind and then go there. But right now, it's not a place that I want to go there,
That's fair.
especially by myself. No.
Yeah,
Yeah,
fair. Me
no.
too. I feel that. All right. So, Bruna. Okay. Next question is for you. How would you describe your travel personality type? Are you someone that likes to be on vacation mode or have an itinerary, etc., and why?
Usually, I'm the person that I want to know like what's gonna happen in the next few days, like even for a weekend or like for vacation. So, but I'm not really like the person that needs to stick in the
Plan.
plan. Yeah, the plan. You know. So, but at least I need to know like which places we can go and the food we can eat, how we're gonna get there and those stuff. So I think, but also I think in the while we travel, for me, like it's fine if we change the plan, you know, because I think it also depends a lot, or if we're tired or not. So I'm considering, but I like plans. Yeah, I like plans. I feel like I have control. So when I have control, I feel more comfortable sometimes
Right.
that what's gonna happen, than instead of like, oh my god, what's gonna happen? I don't know. Like, yeah. So I think I like more to like do plans
Planning,
and stuff.
yeah. So
Yeah,
you're
planning.
like flexible, but at the same time,
yeah,
like some kind of organization.
yeah. I prefer like organization.
Like the island. You guys are on the island, you know, gotta organize. You're gonna who's getting the wood? What are we eating tonight?
No, you're eating tonight. Yeah, I just like if I'm under pressure, like if I have a lot of things to do. For example, we have like a vacation coming, and then we have a trip. But that week I'm like busy with my work, with like studies and everything. I will like feel very stressful, like very stressful. I'm like, fuck. Like, you know, I like, because I wouldn't mind take initiative, but if I already have a lot of things to do, I would be like very stressed.
Right.
But I would do it, but I would be very stressed.
Right.
Yeah, that's why I realized.
And have you been on trips where you haven't really organized or planned very much? Like, what would you say is the contrast if you have?
You mean on the trips that
Yeah.
I haven't, or like other people haven't, like no one?
Just in general, like, have you gone on trips where like nothing was planned?
I think we already been right.
Have we?
Trips that
Oh, I guess.
yeah, it's
I guess like sometimes if we do like a day trip somewhere.
yeah, we don't, or like
Or-
even weekends. I think we
Yeah.
didn't plan that much. We just
Yeah,
got
yeah.
there and they were like, oh, what we can do, or during the during the how can I say the way that we're gonna get there.
The journey.
Yeah, the journey we're gonna like just search and they were, oh, we can go there, oh, we can go there.
Oh,
You know,
right,
it was
right,
like more like this. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think only this, but it was not that stressful. I think.
I think yeah,
Like,
we have
was-
a bit more people.
Yeah,
sometimes,
I
so
think it
do
was
things.
it was not that stressful, and yeah, maybe to other countries, I think like with my family. Usually when I go travel with my family, I don't really plan.
Your mom is a really good planner.
Oh yeah, she's like, oh my goodness, she's like very like, oh, if she wants to, like, she planned this, she wants to do this, like, and she put like a lot of stress on me because she's like, oh, we have to take this bus this time. No. I was like, calm down, like, you know, we have to enjoy the, you know, the trip. And she was, no, if we don't do this, like, I cannot see what I want to see. No, this time, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, mom. So that's why sometimes it's very like stressful and very tiring actually. So that's why sometimes I don't really like to go travel with her.
I hope she doesn't
Sorry,
watch
Mom.
this podcast.
Because she put a lot of like, I'm like, oh, we're supposed to, you know, relax a little bit, but for her it's like, no, we have to be very like active and until like end of the day, like we're like exhausting. And like usually on the weekdays I work at night, so we're like exhausting and we still have to work at night.
Right.
We got like a hotel, she's like, time to work. I'm like,
Oh wow.
yeah, exactly. And they was like, no, I want to take a shower first. You know, like, time to work.
Oh,
my
her
God.
energy.
Yeah, exactly. So that's why, yeah, it's like very stressful if I travel with her because we have to get up, like, wake up early and sleep late. So it's very tiring.
That sounds very tiring. Yeah.
Does not sound fun.
What about you guys? Do you guys have anything you want to say about traveling personality types or?
Oh yeah, I'm a type A personality. I like to plan
expand.
things.
Yeah, what's type A exactly?
I like to plan things and stick to it and arrive on time and do what I've planned to do, you know.
Would you say you're like Bruno's mom? Or
I mean, I don't
no?
know. I've never traveled
Oh,
with
you've never-
Bruno's mom.
Oh, okay.
No, Marie's not
Okay,
my mom.
okay.
My mom is worse. Yeah.
More like
yeah, my mom's worse.
But actually, it was hard for me to start traveling as a big group or something, because when you're with more people, it's harder to stick to the plan, you know. And at first, when I started traveling with people, it was a bit frustrating for me when we were not doing what was planned.
Right.
But I had to learn to like just chill, and it's fine if we don't do everything that's planned, you know. Because if I'm traveling alone or like just with my boyfriend, it's easy to stick to the plan, you know.
Yeah.
But when I'm even with my family, it's like hard to get them to do what I want at the
Oh,
time.
I feel like family is really hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. Group of
So I had to learn to be more chill about my plans.
Prepare yourself for the
Yeah.
group trips.
Yeah. Actually, the first time we were all traveling together, it was a bit like,
I think it was Sun Moon Lake.
Yeah.
Right? And we didn't even know each other. We just started traveling with each other.
Exactly. Yeah, it was like very
Yeah.
random. Like, like, let's go to some lake. Let's go. Yeah. But at the moment when we got there, it was like everything was okay.
Yeah, it was fine.
We did everything that we wanted. I think
kind of.
like
Yeah.
because there's not that many things to do in San
yeah,
Luis.
yeah.
That's fair. Yeah.
Oh, me? I think it depends on like the time frame, like how much time you have like for traveling. If it's like if you only have like 2-3 days, you want to plan some stuff.
Yeah.
You know that's why I like to like travel for a long time, like
Right.
like around like a month, so you can spend a few days at each place. So usually like if I have like a proper backpacking trip, I just plan on where I'm gonna be and how to get to these places, and I don't even book like hotels or anything like that. I just usually book places off. Like just show up to a place and try to, you know, get a cheap accommodation.
I can't do that.
Oh,
Really?
I
It's too
see.
stressful for
It's
me.
kind of fun though.
I know.
Yeah.
I
So,
see.
Fun.
so yeah, like, I think it depends on the time frame. But yeah, it's funny. That's why like I don't actually enjoy like going on vacations with my parents because like Bruno's mom, she's too like, you know, like she wants to do too much. But that's like complete opposite to my mom. Like she goes on holidays just to sleep in hotels. That's all. I'm not joking. That's all she does.
Really? Is it like a nice hotel bed? Is that why?
Yeah, it's like a nice hotel bed, but like I think just like her work is so like stressful and like, you know, so that on holiday for her it's like just sleeping time.
Yeah, I went to Tokyo with my dad, and like I was so hyped, you know, to visit Japan and like do everything. And my dad, it was just like in the morning I was waking up super early. I had a list of things to do, and he was like, "Oh, you know, I've gone 50 years without visiting Tokyo. I can go 51 year and one more day, you know." Like, no, we have things to see.
Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, fair. Yeah. It's actually really funny because prior to meeting you guys, I feel like you guys all have some planning and organization skills. I really didn't have this. Like, I didn't travel that much, like, before meeting you guys, you know? Like, even the trip that I went to in Europe, it was completely planned for me because it was a school trip. So when I met you guys, I was like, wow. I'm like, even for you thought that we're not going to as many places.
Yeah,
right?
it's fine.
But for me, I'm like, we're going to so many. I'm like, this is amazing, because I came from a background of really just, you know, we go to a place and we barely do anything. So for me to tack on 2 or 3 activities, I'm like, that's a lot, you know? Like, I'm like, this is awesome. I feel like so fulfilled after our trips, actually.
That's good. But before I didn't have that much experience too. But I started having more experience in Taiwan. But I always like my mom plan, everyone, like all the people plan. And then sometimes like my mom, she would like say stuff like, "Oh, Bruna, like how you don't know like search those things, like it's basic stuff, you know, like when you
Like
go
what?
like when you go somewhere and you need to search for the transportation and everything." She's like, "You're like adult and you don't even know how to do it."
Right.
And I was like, "Oh, okay." And I was like, "Okay, let's start," because Chinese first, right?
Yeah.
Like it's not my first language, so sometimes I have a hard time to like type stuff, blah blah. And then she was like, "No, Bruna, like you have to start like doing those stuff, you know." And then that's why I started like searching more stuff.
Oh,
And
I
then
see.
because my mom, she searched so much,
Right.
so that's why she know everything. And I was like, "Oh, I can learn from her, you know, about this." So I started like searching more and more, and then it's the way that you can, you know, discover many things, how to get there, the food, everything. So it's not like so hard that I thought was.
Yeah. I think like when I first met you, though, I felt like you had so much traveling experience because of the way that you operated when we went on group trips. Like, you know, because in my mom never would plan anything, or, you know, she just goes along with everything. So yeah, I think it's like very good qualities that you guys introduced me to, because I went back to Canada and I, you know, with my friends, with my family, I started being just a little bit more like, you know, planning some things, organizing it, and they like loved this new quality that I you know, I got.
Yeah, when I went to Singapore with my family, and they were like, "Oh, Marie, you love to travel, so you can like make an itinerary for us." And I was like, "Sure, but like I know you guys, we're not gonna stick to the itinerary." And they're like, "Yeah, but you need to tell us what we can do, blah blah blah." And I was like, "Sure." So I just sent a bunch of stuff, but we didn't do half the things, and I knew it was gonna be like this. And I was like, "Why do you want me to make an itinerary if we're not gonna stick to it?" You know?
Yeah, fair. That's fair. Okay, so Marie, I have a question for you. So the question for you is, how has traveling impacted your perspective on life and the world around you? So maybe you can touch on experience that really opened your eyes or made an impact on your life.
I guess traveling made me realize that while I'm young, I don't want to live in the same place for too long, because there's like so many places to discover, and being a tourist is different from living in a city. Like when I went to Singapore when I was, I don't know, 15 or 14, I thought it was so pretty, and I was like, wow, I want to live in Asia, you know? And now I'm in Taiwan, which is not Singapore, but I think it's better in some ways. And now I just want to discover other places, you know? I want to live in Latin America, I want to live in Australia, maybe some other European countries, because there's like so many things to see, and as a tourist, you cannot fully comprehend the culture and everything. So I think I don't only want to travel, I want to live in new places.
I see. And what would you say from living in Taiwan is what's like the biggest thing you've learned? Because you've been here for like a year and a half or 2 years?
Yeah, I guess, 2 years. I guess I've maybe improved my Chinese a bit, and I don't know, when I arrived in Taiwan, you know, I was scared of everything. I would not eat a biendong, I would not try new foods and everything. Yeah, I wouldn't want to speak in Chinese because I was so afraid people would not understand me. And I was like, you're so afraid of everything when you're a tourist because everything is new. But for the longest you live in a place, the longest you get used to everything, and you can just, I'm definitely not living like a local, you know, but I'm not scared of everything as I used to be. Yeah.
So would you say that by living and exploring in a new place by yourself, because you came here by yourself, it like helped with your confidence?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
In general, I feel like, because that's how I feel living in a new place. I'm like, wow, like I can order my own.
Yeah, me too. Like, I remember the first time not the first time, but like the second time I was living in the south, and just the machine to order like the bus ticket or the HSR tickets, like this Chinese thing seems so complicated to me, and now I can do it so easily. You know, I just go to the machine, like beep beep beep. Okay, here's my ticket. And now I think about it, I'm like, wow, 2 years ago that seems so hard for me, and now I'm just like, okay.
Yeah, I feel like you guys are both very capable. All of you guys are very capable of.
Yeah, but I
doing
was not
things.
born capable, you know. It took
It took
some
time to
learning,
learn,
yeah.
and everything.
But
Mhm.
even for me, like when I got here, even like I can speak Chinese, I was not confident at all when I got here. I had like, for real, like when I order some stuff or I have to make a call or something, I wouldn't show that I was not confident. And my mom, she was like, why are you like speaking like this? Like be confident, you know, like just speak it, you know, just say some stuff that you want to. But for me, it was like, no, my Chinese not that good. Like they cannot understand me, because my accent maybe, or even I cannot read the menu. Sometimes like very, for me, I have to just point, or I have to only say some words I don't know how to say fully. So it's like very embarrassing for me at that time. I was like, oh my God, I cannot do this. And then I think even like in the past, like my brother ex, she was like, if you like you don't feel that confident, just tell the person that you are not like Taiwanese, and then they will understand you, you know, they will not like judging you or something. Like it's okay, because for her, she always say like this. She was like, oh, like I'm not from like Taiwan, and then so that's why like my Chinese not that good, but like if you don't understand anything, like you just tell me, you know. So I think this confidence I started like also building a lot here, like, you know, because of my Chinese. And now like I feel more confidence in Chinese because like I work, so I have to deal with the clients. Before I couldn't like speak Chinese with them, like I only text and stuff. And my mom was like, you know, like if you're, because we do seller stuff, and then if you sell something, you have to speak with the, you know,
Confidence.
with confidence with the clients. And then if you don't, like how are you gonna do the job, you know?
Right.
And then now I feel like way more confident speaking Chinese. So I think it's something that you just build like all
With
the
time.
Yeah, with time.
Yeah, I feel like that's one of the benefits is like when you actually get to live in a place for a longer time. All right, so this is the next question. This is for you, Andy. What are some of the biggest differences you've noticed when traveling with girls versus guys? Because you've traveled with both, right?
Why are you laughing?
Yeah, we're laughing.
Do you guys want to like shut your ears? No, I'm joking. I think I've been like quite lucky, like the girls I travel with, because obviously like I wouldn't really choose to travel with a girl who's like, you know, a bit too fancy, you know, so a girl who's like, you know, scared of like
Doing
Everything.
stuff.
doing stuff and like, you know, with like high maintenance, you know. So I usually like go traveling with girls who are a bit more, you know, a bit chilled, basically.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the main difference, I think, with girls, it's like it's a bit more like a relaxing time, and it's like nice actually as a guy to be able to like you learn more about girls for sure. It's like having a friend who's a girl. You learn more about them and like
When you travel with them?
how you travel with them and like
It's definitely a lot more intimate when you're traveling with people.
Yeah,
like in
yeah.
general, you just learn so much more about a person's like personality and everything.
Yeah, definitely. But I think as a guy, it's a little bit more fun in the way of like you do more like physical things, and you're willing to take more risk. Do you know what I mean? Because I think guys are just like more like stupid.
Yeah, I remember I saw,
Yeah, they don't care about the consequences, you know?
Yeah.
you know, like the quads that we went on.
Yeah.
The what?
Like the quads
Oh,
in
yeah,
Bali.
yeah.
I saw a video of him going on the
Oh, you,
quads with
you
his
showed me, I
friend.
think.
Yeah,
You're
and then
falling
he
in
was
it.
flipping
You showed me.
the
I'm like,
quad,
what the?
and then he looked like you broke your wrist.
Yeah, I've
Yes.
seen the video. Like, what
I
the?
was like, what
Yeah.
are you doing?
You're
like,
endangering
I was like,
your life.
I've never seen this side of you.
Yeah,
You showed me the video. I was like, what?
Yeah, exactly. That's like, it's just crazy. I was with my friend, my Irish buddy who came to Taiwan, and when he came in, he was going absolutely crazy on the quad bikes. You know, just things like that. You're willing to just like. you
That's
know,
insane, though. I've seen the video. I was like, what's going
Yeah,
on
your
here?
wrist was like
yeah,
in the
exactly.
video.
And also, I think like as a guy, if I'm traveling with girls, I feel like there's like a extra responsibility. So you know, like if like the girl's in danger, you got to protect them for sure. Do you know what I mean? Like that's like, so there's like an extra little bit of stress.
I see.
Yeah, when I went to Nepal for like 2 weeks, it was like we were like volunteering at a dental hospital, so that was with 4 girls, and that was quite nice, to be honest. But like like one of the days I had to just like, we just had to separate. You know, I went on this hike, and then they went and did all their like shopping and just like
Yeah.
Nepalese face, and you know we needed that 1 day break.
Yeah.
You know? And then like after the 2 weeks, like my two best friends, like guy friends, came and met me in the pool, and I was like, I had never been so happy to see
A dude.
a dude. You know, it was like,
Yeah, I see.
but I enjoy both, to be honest.
Yeah.
I really do. I think, yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
But
I think like I've noticed that one of the biggest conflicts when it comes to girls and guys going traveling together is shopping. Like girls always want to
I
shop.
don't really go
right?
shopping when I'm traveling.
Really? Oh, I always
No.
want to check out the stores and look at things. And I've always noticed, you know, guys they want to go, you know, hiking or like go explore and like do stuff, you know? So I don't know.
yeah, 'cause I like, you know, I think girls are more into like cultural stuff, maybe like
Yeah, the museums.
like museums and stuff. Like,
yeah.
the thing is, I actually like that too.
I guess it
think-
depends where you're going. I guess if you do to the Philippines, there's no museum, you know,
Yeah.
and there's no shopping either. So
Yeah,
Fair,
exactly.
fair, yeah.
But you know, I like going to like temples and like
yeah, I
try
like
out
that.
different food.
Yeah,
Whereas
yeah.
like guys just want to like just like go like, you know, do
Right,
crazy
boy.
stuff like paragliding, like cliff jumping,
Bungee jumping.
you know, get smashed
Yeah,
in,
it's different, yeah.
in some bars. You know,
Wow, that sounds very intense.
yeah. It was like it's just that's pretty much it.
I see. Fair.
But yeah, I do enjoy traveling with, you know, both though. for
Girly
sure.
friends.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. For Bruna, second question. When you're traveling with new people for the first time, whether it's friends or significant other, what are some things that you will take note of?
I think I would take note of. I think if they have the same interests as me, because I mean, like if we're traveling, if there's like for example, this person want to prefer like go to museum, you know, and culture stuff, but I'm more into outdoor activities. There were like big conflict, right? It would be not that fun, you know, because when we travel, sometimes I feel like we have to do stuff together. So that would be like, what is the point travel together if we don't do stuff together? You know? So that's why I think same interest. And also if the person is not if the person is very picky, you know, like, oh, I don't want to eat this, I don't want to do this, I don't want to like this, I would definitely not travel with this person.
Yeah, fair.
Because I mean, we will travel, it's not, everything maybe it's not that convenient sometimes, you know, so you have to just like eat this food and we have like, you know, I think it's more fun when it's like not that, how can I say, when it's like more open to do many stuff, you know, and not very picky. And also I think if I can trust the person, right? I will feel like, because even I feel like if the person is the kind of the person that always cancel, how can I say,
Cancel plans?
Plans.
Okay, so someone's like
I
kind
would-
of flaky.
Yeah, I
That's
would
so annoying.
definitely not make trip with this person
Yeah.
at all, you know,
Yeah,
like at all.
fair.
Yeah, so I think I need to trust this person like in this point, you know. And yeah, I think these 3 points for me, it's very important if we're like traveling with them for the first time.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
kind of like a little bit like just see, because when you're traveling with someone, you get to see their entire personality and how they operate, their routine, their habits. You know, I think it's so insightful, especially when you're meeting someone, you know, or you know someone briefly and you go traveling with them. You just get to know them so much faster. Like I feel like I got to know you a lot faster, and same with Marie, because we traveled so much when we first met.
Oh yeah, true. Yeah, I can definitely see
It
like
can make or break the friendship.
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
instantly knew. I was like, I like these girls. I was like, right away when we first
Yeah.
met, because we just went on a trip the first time we met.
that's true. Yeah, that's.
Yeah.
I think a trip you can really see how this person like organize, how this person act, like everything. You know, I think it's
I
very
had big
important.
conflicts with a friend on a fight on travel.
And was that like? Are you still friends with that person now?
I
Afterwards?
mean, not really, but it's not because of this. We just don't live in the same country anymore.
Oh,
but
okay, fair.
Yeah.
It's a good reason to not continue traveling.
Yeah. Also,
Together.
I would not travel with her anymore. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, I think it's just like travel sometimes. I mean, it's normal having conflict, right? Because we're like in different situation. We put like everyone in different kind of situation that we have to deal with. But I think if like we are more like chill about it, some stuff, we can just let it go, you know. I think if it's not really something really, how can I say, really, yeah, like really important that really affect the relationship, just let it go, you know.
Yeah.
I think, and then I think it's fine, you know. So that's why,
Yeah. I think we have time. Let me see. We have. Okay, last question for Marie, and then we can kind of just like chat for a few minutes. We have time for that. Marie, we were just talking about conflict, actually. Okay, your question's about conflict.
Okay.
Have you ever had any kind of conflict with someone on a trip? And if so, what do you think is the best way to deal with it?
I can explain the story. So the first time I went to the Philippines, I went with this friend that I met when I was studying in Kaohsiung. She was also French. And I knew her personality was not easy, so I knew there might be some conflict. But also at some point she said that I need to be more patient with her because I'm already used to traveling a lot and she was not. So maybe she was right about this. But basically, like, we just arrived in a new place and everything. And we were trying to do some island hopping, and some guy approached us and he was like, hey, do you want to go island hopping with me? And I was just like discussing the prices with him, and she was like, no, leave us alone. I'm like, wait, like, I just want to see. At least I want to hear the prices and everything so I can compare. And she was like, oh, no, we can do this later. Like, just basically telling the guy to go away, you know? And I was like, wait, no, I want to discuss with him. And in the end, I discussed with him and the prices were good. So I was like, okay, I'm going to book with him. And she was like, oh, no, we can do that later. I'm like, but no, I'm going to book like right now.
Yeah.
And in the end, she just left. So I booked with him. And then later, she was so mad at me. She was like, oh, we came on this trip together. We were supposed to do things together, blah, blah, blah. I was like, it's not like I didn't give you the opportunity, you know? You were the one who left.
Yeah.
And she was so mad for that,
Oh, I see.
you know?
Did you
And I
know
was like,
her very well prior to the
Yeah,
trip?
I guess I knew her for like 4 or 5 months.
Uh-huh.
But I knew she was going to be like this.
I
But still.
see.
And even like after we changed places and we found a hotel that we booked online, and I guess the guy with the tricycle that took us to the hotel, he was like, oh, your hotel is not that close to the city center. But obviously because he wanted us to pay for a tricycle. That was not the truth. And when we arrived to the hotel, she did such a drama, but we already booked it. And she was like, oh, but I want to change hotel, blah, blah. And the people were like, no, but you already paid, you know. And she was like, yeah, but it's not close enough to the city center, blah, blah. And she did such a drama in the hotel lobby. And I was like, oh my God.
And how long was the trip?
Like 10 days.
Oh,
feel
it's
like
a long time.
The first half I was only with her, and the second half, like, we met with some other friends.
Right.
And like the other friends, they could tell on my face and were like, I bet you're relieved that you're not alone with her. I was like, yes.
Yeah, that's fair. I feel like when traveling with people, like, you really get to see like people's personalities. I actually think that I'm very compatible to travel with all three of you, and I haven't met people that I'm as compatible for traveling with as you guys.
Oh.
Actually, so you guys are my most compatible travel companions that I've met so far in life. Yeah.
I guess it's very easy to fight on the even. I guess I'm a bit bossy, so when people don't want to do what I plan to do, it kind of I will not bend. I won't bend, you know.
Yeah, I don't mind that though, actually, because I'm someone who's like,
Whatever.
well, I don't care what we do. You want to do that?
that's
Oh,
true.
sure, let's do it. I just want to vlog it, you know.
That's true. That's completely true. You and Ruben.
Yeah.
I think it's like natural to have conflicts though, because if you think about it in like everyday life, like when do you get to spend that much time with someone?
You don't.
You don't. So
Yeah.
it's only when traveling when you really get to spend like
For sure.
weeks, and you're always gonna have conflict, even if it's like.
But no, like last time I just went to the Philippines recently with a friend, and I knew her less than the other girl, but we didn't have any conflict because she has just a more chill personality, and I guess she was already used to traveling, so she was very chill with everything. So that was totally fine, you know. And the two experiences in my mind was like the opposite, because the other one was so annoying. I mean, sorry if you're listening, but you were annoying. and the girl I went with recently was so cool and chill, and it was so easy to organize with her. It was so nice, you know.
Yeah.
Very different experiences.
It is important to choose who you're traveling with. I
Yeah.
guess, you know, like if you're someone who's like new to traveling, like try to go with someone who's like got good reputation for traveling.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Someone who's like been to a lot of
I
places.
guess if you're two newbies, it wouldn't go well. 'Cause
Yeah, not
you
two
would get
newbies,
scammed or whatever.
Like, I think I'm like the newbie, so then I pair well with someone who's like not a newbie.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what I'm doing. You know. You know.
It's definitely a skill traveling. I would
Yeah, it
say.
is.
Yeah, for sure. I feel like I learned a lot, like from you guys, from all the trips that we've done. Because I think in the past year I've done the most trips with you guys, like
Oh,
either
it's fun.
together or separately or anything like that. Yeah.
You are good to like travel around with though. Actually,
you.
I mean, it's just
Yeah, you are.
I think sometimes it comes natural. Like you can't be too like stressed. Like you gotta be like a little bit chilled,
Yeah.
but you know, still like good energy. Like I think that you got like very good energy levels.
Oh,
That's
okay.
what.
Yeah, you stay positive.
Yeah.
Even if something doesn't go accordingly, you will just be like, oh, okay, it's fine.
Yeah,
It's
it's
chill.
fine.
Like you're literally you're literally never tired.
No,
which is,
I'm never
Yeah, you're
tired.
never tired. I get tired though. At some point,
yeah,
I'm just like, I
I
want to
get
sleep.
tired.
I get hungry, and when I'm hungry, I'm so annoyed at everything. Like when I get hungry, I don't want to talk. I just want to find a place to sit and eat. Like I don't want to chat. I don't want to discuss. I just want to eat.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
I think you've seen me like that. I stop talking. I'm just like, okay, let's eat.
I think that,
I don't mind that,
I
you
think that's
know?
one part. It's like actually, you know, about the difference between traveling with guys and girls. It's
What?
like guys can go days with like we like whatever. Let's not eat. Let's go.
I can't
Let's
do
just
that.
go do this. Just have a beer instead. It's
No.
like, you know, where do you want to go eat? Oh, just get a beer. You know?
At some point, I need to eat. Like
Yeah, that's
It's important.
Whereas girls like, it's,
I'm hungry.
yeah,
Yeah.
you always got to worry about food.
so
and,
moody when I'm
Feed
hungry.
me.
Yeah.
My period.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't see. I don't have my glasses. My hair.
And
My
it-
makeup.
See,
My
you're
outfit
admitting to
doesn't
it.
look cute for my IG photos. You know, it's because, you know, my concern every time we travel is I just want some good vlog footage. I don't care where we go, what we do. I just want some good vibes for the vlog. You know?
Really?
I'm like the dad of a family, you know, got my video camera, and I'm like,
Smile.
I just smile. I just want to get the memories, you know?
So you show off to like the uncles and, you know.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, oh, you see my children. No, just kidding.
That's funny.
Yeah. All right. So, well, we have come to the end of the
Wow.
podcast again. It always goes by so fast.
Yeah.
We're definitely like gonna start
Sad.
doing longer ones, I think.
Maybe
So
1 hour and a half. or
yeah, I
something.
think I'm gonna start booking them like after the free sessions. I'm gonna start booking the 1 hour and a half sessions, and then yeah. So thank you so much for coming onto the podcast today.
Thank you for
It was
having
super
us.
fun to talk about traveling, and I'm excited for our future adventures.
Ciao, let's go.